Hello everyone, today we're going to be discussing the United States presidential election as of October 6th, 2020. Starting off, I filled in the safe states for the Democrats and Republicans, 186 for the Democrats, 125 for the Republicans. I'm actually going to shift that 186 and include Virginia, judging as how it is not a swing state anymore, and it is pretty much a safe state for the Democrats. So we're going to start off with Texas, which is a crucial state to the Trump campaign, not so much to the Biden campaign or at all. Recent pollsters, we're not going to use D-minus pollsters, just AB pollsters, mostly show Trump ahead by lean margins. So we're going to go ahead and put him ahead by a lean margin in Texas. Now, Colorado and New Mexico, I don't really need to display that much. I believe New Mexico might actually be a safe state right now. I know Colorado as much isn't necessarily safe. New Mexico is a likely state as of now. And we'll categorize it as such. Colorado, which again is also a likely state, we'll categorize that. Nevada, I believe, is a likely state. Trump tried to get it in 2016. He did not. So yes, it is a likely state. Now, given that, we can get into more of the real swing states, which I would include as Iowa. Now, Iowa is traditionally Republican, except Obama got it in 2008, but it is traditionally Republican. And Trump is only leading by 1.1 in this state. Let's look at some A-plus pollsters. So Trump ahead by 3, so I will put him ahead by a lean margin in Iowa. Now we can move on to Arizona, which narrowed up a little bit ago, but I believe Biden's lead has expanded a little bit. It was narrowing up a little bit around a 3-point lead for Joe Biden. But now we're looking at Siena College, which is an A-plus pollster, showing Biden up ahead by 8 and by 4. So generally, I would say this is a lean margin right now, as the averages are up 4.3. So Arizona, you really could do likely, but I would say it's lean for now. Florida is a very important state for the Trump campaign. Biden could still win without Florida, but and it's not projected to be a big tipping point state, as that's supposed to be Pennsylvania, but it still is extremely important for the Trump campaign. Biden is up 3.4%. The latest pollsters show them even or Biden plus 5. Generally, given this information, I would give this to Joe Biden as a lean or tilt margin for now, though it is lean. So here, I will put it as a lean margin. Minnesota, traditionally Democratic. It even voted for, who was it against Bush? Mondale when... Sorry, not Bush, Ronald Reagan. Minnesota voted for Mondale when Ronald Reagan had a 49-state sweep. So traditionally Democratic. Anyway, I should stop talking and find Minnesota. Biden is leading by 9. I don't really need to look at pollsters. It is traditionally Democratic, and so that is a likely margin. Wisconsin, which the polls were wrong in 2016 in Wisconsin, but they've had time to adjust by now, and I'm actually looking for recent pollsters. This is September 27th, but it is an A-plus pollster, and things most likely have not changed since then, considering Trafalgar even put Biden up. We'll put him up by a likely margin, given that it's a 7% margin. So we'll put Joe Biden up by a likely margin. Michigan, I believe it is also a likely margin, 7.5. I'm actually looking for an A-plus pollster, shows him up by 8 and 9. That is a likely margin for Joe Biden. And as you can see, actually even without Michigan, That shows Joe Biden up without Michigan already. He already wins at that point if he wins all of these states. Given that, even if you took away Wisconsin, let's say we took away Wisconsin, we'd have to look at Nebraska's second and Maine's second, which I actually really want to look at, because those are really important states. So, or districts, I should say. So Maine's second congressional district shows Joe Biden ahead, I believe, in Maine's second. Critical Insights put Trump ahead by 8 and 9. I would like to look for more accurate pollsters. Maine's second puts Biden up 3 by Colby College. These show Biden up by 1. It's hard to accurately say. That's why I'll actually look at this forecast. Maine's second district, it's actually more likely to go to Trump. And honestly, I wouldn't dispute that necessarily. So actually, we'll give Maine's second congressional district as a tilt margin to Donald Trump based on that forecast right now, and recent pollsters. Let's look at Nebraska's second congressional district. Here I'm looking at Nebraska's second. Biden up by 7. Biden up by 6 and 7. That's actually a likely margin. You could do lean, but I'll do likely for now. See, even without Wisconsin, Joe Biden is already at 270. Just with these, all he needs that he would need to flip is literally just Florida, Arizona, and that's it. That even without Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, he wins the presidency. So I've already stated Wisconsin is likely, and so is Michigan. Pennsylvania is actually the most likely to be a tipping point state, I believe. Here, I think it might be in here, close to the tipping point. I believe, yeah, Pennsylvania is the most likely to be the tipping point state. I can't find it here, but it's somewhere in the forecast. Let's look at Pennsylvania. If I could actually find Pennsylvania. Hold on. I feel like I'm probably, yep, here it is. Okay. Pennsylvania, 6.6. Recent pollsters by Monmouth, which is an A+ pollster, shows Biden ahead by 8, 11, and 12. Siena College by 7. You can see those are all A+ pollsters. That's actually that's actually a likely margin for the Republicans for Joe Biden. So at that point, he would have 316 already. Now we're going to look at 3 key states for the Trump campaign. As I said, Biden doesn't even need these states, but it looks like if we look at Ohio, Biden's ahead by 0.5. Recent pollsters, that's Trafalgar. I wouldn't really accurately say that's a extremely accurate pollster. It's rated a C-, and it likes to say that it got a bunch of states right in 2016, which it did, but it got others wrong too. It's not a very accurate, it's unpredictable pollster. So I'm going to try to look for an A pollsters. They show Biden ahead by 5 in Ohio. I don't really think I could find that many like super great ones. So I'll look at BC. Biden ahead by 2. Quinnipiac said Biden ahead by 1. It's only 0.5. So given this would be a tilt margin, and even in the forecast, it shows Biden winning by 51% chance to win. So let's say even as of now, October 6th, it is showing Joe Biden is going to carry Ohio. Do I actually predict that? Not necessarily. They can always change. It could narrow up. But this is, in the title, it does say as of October 6th. And as of October 6th, it does say, the polls do predict, as well as 538's forecast, that Joseph Biden will carry Ohio. That's in line with North Carolina. If I could find it, Biden's leading by 2.2 in North Carolina. Shows them even new polls, Biden +4. I'm actually trying to look for more accurate pollsters. That one shows Trump plus 1. So given this is controversial, here A+ pollsters do show Biden ahead, and if we look at 538's forecast in North Carolina, it shows Biden carrying it. So you could really put this as a tilt state or a lean state at this point. I'm just going to put lean because more accurate pollsters are showing that it's by a lean margin. Could change. It might be tilt. You could categorize it as that, but mostly lean now. By the way, if you don't know the margins I'm working with 0.1 to 0 or to 1 is tilt. 1 to 5 or 4.9 is lean, and then 5 to 15 is likely, and then 15 plus is safe. So that just leaves one more state, Georgia, which this one is the most competitive in my opinion, or at least as of now. It shows Joe Biden ahead by 0.9. Granted, it's SurveyMonkey that are more releasing these, but Landmark shows Biden by 2, Quinnipiac, Biden by 3. So it really, Siena even shows him even in September 23rd, which granted was a while ago. Monmouth shows them +1, +2, +5. We're going to look at 538's forecast to determine this one, or at least look at the trends in this one. And it shows that Trump is leading by 5. He has a greater chance of winning, 45 to 55. So technically we would categorize that as a tilt state for the Republicans. But given the polls, you really could do a tilt state for the Republicans or a tilt state for the Democrats, because recent polls do show Joe Biden leading, and it's only the forecasts that are saying it's not leading. But I really could categorize this either way, just for the sake of just it naturally, the notion that it would narrow up, which I know a lot of Republicans have. Democrats are saying it's not. I'm saying it really could narrow up in some way, but even if it narrowed up, it would really only change the tilt states. This maybe, let's say it narrowed up and Donald Trump got a boost in numbers, then this would turn to lean. Then Ohio would turn to tilt, and even Maine 2nd would turn to lean, right? But even when you have that, this would probably change to tilt. But here's the thing. Joe Biden still wins. He still wins, even if it narrowed up in some notion. We're at a point where Joe Biden has 50% of the over 50% of the national popular vote. He is at 51.4%. Even if Trump got a boost in numbers in some way, even if he got a boost in numbers, we're still at a point where Biden's still leading. He has an absolute majority, which I know where it's the Electoral College. I'm just showing the trends I'm seeing. We're at a point in the election where Joe Biden is leading by 8.9%, which is, I don't believe it's something Hillary ever led by 9%, or at least this close to the election. So, yes, this is, the Joe Biden campaign should be more cheerful, and the Donald Trump campaign really should be focusing on taking these either lean or tilt states like Ohio, and maybe North Carolina. They should focus on trying to get North Carolina, focus on trying to get Florida, focus on trying to get Arizona. But even if they get all of those, as I'm saying, it's unrealistic at this point to say that they would get Pennsylvania or Michigan or Wisconsin like Donald Trump carried in 2016. It's unrealistic to say so. Even the polls showed on 2016 showed Donald Trump up by 0.2 or either 0.2 or 0.4 on election day in Florida. It was within the margin of error in Pennsylvania, in Michigan, but it was all within the margin of error that Donald Trump won. Now we're looking at a point where in Michigan, in Pennsylvania, in Florida, or at least in Michigan and Pennsylvania, Biden's up 7. That is not within the margin of error, and the polls have taken time to readjust in those 4 years. So it's hard to say that even if Donald Trump carried North Carolina, Florida, Arizona somehow, Joe Biden would still be winning at this point. So it's really hard to see a scenario where Donald Trump wins. I'm not saying it's impossible. They really could crack down on these states, try to get them, see if it narrows up or something like that. But we're at a point where it's a month away from the election, less than a month. And Donald Trump is pretty much unable to attend any rallies due to him having COVID-19. So if he was going to try to crack down these states, try to narrow them up, he's going to have to do it 2 weeks before the election, as he has COVID right now. So it's going to be hard to see a scenario where Donald Trump wins and Joe Biden loses, even if he does take these states. Please like and subscribe. Again, like if you like the video. Thank you and peace.